In this lesson, we are going to learn about creating smart art. And what is smart art? Well, smart art allows you to communicate information with graphics instead of simply using text. There are a variety of styles to choose from, and you can use them to illustrate many different types of ideas. So, what we're going to do is we're starting with a blank presentation. I'm going to add just a new slide to the presentation and just make it a blank one. And that becomes slide number 2. And what we are going to do is we are going to go to our Insert tab here. And we're going to choose the Smart Art graphic button. And you have a little preview when you hover over your Smart Art button that says, Smart Art graphics range from graphical lists and process diagrams to more complex graphics, such as Venn diagrams and organization charts. So when you click on this, you'll see that you have quite a few different options for smart art graphics here, depending on the purpose of your graphic and the images that you need to convey to your audience. So we have some categories here on the left-hand side, and all is going to show you each and every one of the smart art graphics that are in the library. And then we have list style smart art graphics that we can choose from, process styles, cycles, and so on. A lot of different options here that you can browse through and decide which is most appropriate for the message that you'd like to convey. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with a flow type of a chart here and choose this first one. And you'll see the little tip over here shows that this is used to show a progression or sequential steps in a task. Go ahead and click OK. And now several things have happened on your screen. One, we have a new Smart Art Tools ribbon tab at the top of our screen. We've got the Design tab and the Format tab. A lot of different options we can choose in here. We'll go over some of those. We also have the Smart Art graphic, which has been placed in the middle of our slide. And then we have a text box information that has been placed to the left of our Smart Art graphic. So right now we have several different options for adding text into our Smart Art. As you can see, the cursor is flashing over here next to the first bullet point in this window. So let's say that I'm illustrating a flow chart on how to grow grass in your yard. And so the first step is going to be seed. And as I type here, that word is going to be placed in the very first Smart Art graphic here. And then we can click down here and add text here in this box, or we can even close this box and add the text directly into the shape on your screen. So let's say step 2 is fertilize. And you'll notice that as I was typing the word, it was a little bit too large for that particular size of the rectangle, and it automatically changed the size of the text to accommodate that word as well as the other words in that Smart Art graphic for continuity purposes. Okay, now I'm going to click in the third box here, and I'm going to type water. And now we have a basic flow chart which shows the steps in growing grass: seed, fertilize, and water. Now if we wanted to add bullet points to each of these elements, we could do so. Let's go ahead and click in this first box, seed, and click on the Home tab. And we can use these formatting buttons just as we would regularly. And let's say we want to add bullet points to each of our shapes here. We're going to click inside the box that we need the bullet point for. And we're going to click this button here. It's in the Design tab of our Smart Art Tools. Add a bullet. And now you'll see it's very faint, but you can see the bullet that's been added below the word seed. And we can just say this is step 1. And then go over here to fertilize. And we can add that same bullet point there. and say step 2. And the same thing for watering, step 3. And as you add, if you press enter, it will accommodate that size if you wanted to add another bullet point, and it also changes the size of the other elements as well, just as it did before. I'm going to backspace a couple of times and put that back. Those are the steps for adding text to our Smartart, but let's say that we wanted to change some of the colors and move some things around. Okay, and so just remember that although you can enter the text directly onto your Smartart graphic, if you need to get back to that text pane, if you have a lot of text that you want to add to your shape here, you can do so by just clicking this text pane button here, and that'll bring up your text. You can add and remove text as you see fit with the text pane here. And that's it for creating Smartart.